At the end of Wednesday's video, my new funded account was sitting at -6% in drawdown, and I was on a 10 trade losing streak. It took me 3 months on the same evaluation to get this account, and after pretty much a week of trading it, I already lost over half of the drawdown. I start a new job next week, and I'm going to take the entire week off from trading, so I'm really counting on the last few days of this week to make back some of the drawdown, so I don't go into my break on a losing streak. There's only 2 days of price action to review, so let's get into it. Alright, so coming into Thursday, I'm feeling pretty bullish. We have a 2-stage PSP on the daily, and we have some close proximity highs that price is trading up towards, so I'm just going to follow the trend and trust it. On the 4-hour, we also have another 2-stage PSP within this new day opening gap, which you can see a little bit better on the 1-hour time frame. I didn't really get the candle close, but there's a gap between this candle's close down here and then this opening up here. So we print an internal SMT within that, along with that 4-hour PSP, so I'm looking for higher. And you can see in my notes, I'm saying YM is pretty close to its previous day high, but NQ is too far away for me to reasonably assume that it'll make it. So while I still want that previous week high that I've been married to for like a week, I can't say for sure that that's going to happen. But we have been consolidating ever since we took out this high right here. You can see it this after we took out the high. So there is a continuation signature because we are immediately reversing off of it. So yeah, it's pretty one-sided bullish today. Let's get into the trades. So we have NQ making that SMT in that new day opening gap with London low at 840, a little bit before 9 o'clock, the new 90-minute open. But we did have a 830 driver with PPI. So we have the SMT. Then it ends up being a 30-minute strength switch where you can see it's running out the low, but then this next candle is not taking out this low, while on YM it is. So I end up taking YM pretty much around this gap area. And I actually ended up taking NQ first, just because I noticed it and I saw the strength switch, so I took NQ, but I actually realized that rule about how you're better off taking the asset that's actually closer to the objective. So I ended up getting out of this, I think right here. So I ended up getting out of NQ right here. I moved my TP right by my entry, and pretty soon, right after it just hit that. So then after that, I got into YM for this long, and it just ended up not being the right asset. And yeah, notes for the trade is pretty much that I did everything right, but still ended up being on the wrong asset somehow going into the open. Right, so other than taking ES, YM was the play, mechanically. NQ was super low in the range. You can't really trust it, especially because we do kind of have failure swings with this low day now. And YM's just been pumping at the open anyway, so it's just kind of expected and reasonably expected, in my opinion. And yeah, that was actually my only trade for the day. As you can see, NQ actually ended up doing what I wanted to do, to hit previous weekly high up here. Right, and my trade was somewhere all the way down here. So even the open, I wouldn't have gotten taken out break even. It would have came close and then went all the way up. So I just missed out on that. And like I said, I think I did everything right. So I'm obviously not happy about it, but I followed my rules, the nuance behind it. And yeah, I missed this whole move. And then YM I think it tanked the whole day. It went lower than higher, then lower again. So I ended up closing a bearish day. And yeah, there's not really much to it, right? NQ expanded way beyond this, 200 points over my target, and ES hit it too. And then YM actually ended up, I was kind of right on YM, but actually even edged previous day high, I didn't even make it there. And then it just went all the way back down, so I was pretty upset, like I said. And yeah, so that's just one loss today, minus 0.4%. And now my account is negative 6.3%. It's another losing day, just $200. I must have moved my stop loss or been under risk to not lose the full amount, but yeah, that's the trade. And let's get into Friday. And then coming into today, I'm actually bearish for a couple of reasons. So first of all, YM is just, we have this SMT with the previous week high on YM, and then we rebalance this fair value gap, but we're just consolidating within it. So I'm assuming it's gonna break to rebalance lower within this range. Another confluence, RTY hit this all-time high yesterday, and it failed to close through. It's not very strong at all. So we just have this previous day low, which is a daily gap I want to see us come into, which means YM should also trade lower. And then NQ, it's kind of the same thing. NQ and ES, I want to see this be a small candle just so it can form a daily fair value gap. And we have an SMT at the previous day high that can trigger that move down. All right, NQ kind of has this range low. YM just has previous day low. I want to see us close as a 4-hour gap to trade this lower, ideally though. Otherwise, I would trade NQ. And we actually have a 2-stage driver because we had 8:30 and 10 o'clock news. So I'm supposed to actually wait for 10 o'clock. But the thing is, Forex Factory is reclassifying them as orange folder, which in the past, this core retail sales and this preliminary U of M consumer sentiment used to be red folder, but now it's orange folder. But either way, I still count it as a red folder. So I'm trying to wait until 10. And yeah, like I was saying here, either Y uses a 4-hour gap that I can use it to trade, or I can take NQ or ES if there's a strength switch. But either way, both options should be good for a short after 10 o'clock. So let's get into my trades. So I actually ended up not even waiting for 10 o'clock. This is at 9:46, pretty much. And right, we have this SMT of the previous day high, right, with YM and NQ, and then we have a strength switch where YM is actually taking out this high, and NQ is. So I'm assuming this can be the reversal now, and then especially you can see this look like that's how far it expanded lower. So I ended up just getting a kind of crappy fill, but it's basically around this 5-minute gap. Stop loss is right here, and ends up just running me out. So that's a full half-hour loss, and my notes is just like, all right, fuck, it's my fault for not waiting until 10, but it was really clean, and I assumed it'd either leave or be making a proportional block lower in the range by the time 10 o'clock actually came around. So yeah. All right, then my next trade, kind of my friend pointed this out for me, otherwise I probably would not have taken it. But all right, so RTY hit a high first and YM isn't, but then RTY switching weaker temporarily to take out the previous day low in this gap. So that's a strength switch, and then you can see it's like just expanding at the open. So I ended up taking this retest around 10 o'clock, trying to just get this Asia high, which I don't really have on here, but it's pretty close by, obviously. It's only 2R, and it just ends up getting railed, though I did move my stop loss up, so it wasn't a full loss. But yeah, just annoying. The notes basically, yeah, it's only a single stage SMT, but it's a daily SMT fill, a strength switch, open to expanding away from the SMT, and YM needs to eventually resync with other assets, which have been bullish all week. So yeah. Also, with that expansion, there's no 4-hour gap for me to try to look for shorts anymore. So yeah. And yeah, this is kind of his reasoning for why I moved my stop loss. And yeah, NQ and ES actually ended up falling off a cliff. So it kind of dragged the YM trade down, which is why I lost. Or you can see NQ here. It actually ended up holding that strength switch that I was using. It just took out this 9:30 high, right? But if you go look on the 30-minute, it's the same strength switch I marked out. This is 9 o'clock high. It never took that out. It just reswept the other one. So yeah, it's kind of unavoidable. And yeah, I mean, I even look back, I'd probably still lose either way. Like maybe 10 o'clock rolls around here. I might take like a retest entry here, and then this gets stopped out by this. So I think I'm just destined to lose today. But my final trade is kind of a tilt trade, right? I'm obviously supposed to be done by now, but now YM is starting to dump towards this previous day low, and Q and ES are dumping. We have a little 4-hour SMT with the highs. Right, you can see there's no gap anymore, it's just a SMT. And right, that 30-minute strength switch is still holding. Right, same thing here, it's just super bad delivery. So I hop in this YM 5-minute. I have a limit, basically retesting 9:30 open right here, and I'm actually still in this trade. So it's the 15-minute now, but yeah, I got in right here, the limit order. And then we kind of just been chopping around. I've been in this for like, yeah, it's been 3 hours at this point. Jeez. So yeah, waiting for this to hit hopefully. Otherwise, it's a break-even trade already. We hit this low, so that's a 9:30 low. Whatever happens, happens. But I think it's gonna make it to previous day low. Just know I'll probably just I'll make a little updated clip for it probably. And the notes for this trade is not good. So you can see here I'm saying, yeah, I'm taking an extra trade, and what? I want to end on a win. My last trade was wrong, obviously, so I'm trying to short. This is my original plan anyways. I came into the day bearish, and the account's on the verge of being gone, so if this loses, it's not really hurting anything. And the original strength switch is still holding up, right? New 90-minute candle, so fuck it. Yeah, so I got stopped break even. End of the recording here. Then it just came back up and got me out. So I'm officially ending the week here. 5 5 losing days in a row, maybe 6, not one winning trade this week. So yeah, ending there, down 7% on this funded account. So I have 6 trades left to lose using half risk, and this one I'm down 8.9%, 9%. So I have 1 more trade left to lose, unless I also lower risk on this one, which I probably will when I come back. Right, skipping this week. The week after that, I'm in crisis mode, so I'm gonna actually not even trade until after 10 o'clock. I'm gonna not even analyze charts at 9 o'clock or 9:30, so I might use that time to sleep in or do something else. Just don't want to take any unnecessary losses. Make sure everything is A+. If I miss a move, then I miss it. And yeah, I'm gonna be doing some review over this weekend to make sure that all my trades that I'm taking from now on are actually A+ and they do fit my parameters. I'm not just like taking BS, because I mean, a lot of these trades probably were just garbage trades, and even though some of them weren't 100% like tilt and FOMO, a lot of them were and could have been avoided. So gonna definitely do some research over the weekend, but it's gonna end it for me. Hopefully you guys have been doing better. Probably like one of, if not the worst week of trading in my life. Even though price action was probably like the worst price action I've ever seen, but I didn't have to actually trade that bad. I could have had like maybe like 1 or 2 losses, mostly no trade days, maybe no wins, but instead I lost pretty much 3,000, which if I was using full risk, that'd be 6,000, which would be like 11%. So if I was using normal risk, I literally would have blown the account this week. So even though this day was like outlier because I crashed out, it's just I don't know, unacceptable, I guess. But yeah, struggling. Something has to change. I didn't do all this work for like 3 months to get this account just to lose it in like under 3 weeks. So I'm gonna do some work in the lab, then come back rest of the month, next month, just really my whole career as the goal, just being disciplined and following the plan. So I'll see you guys probably the 26th, I guess, or maybe the 24th. I don't know my posting schedule yet. I might be posting daily, just like recording my live trades and talking through them, so I don't have to do editing before I go into work or anything, or have to go to the gym. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It's gonna do it for me. Talk to you guys later, and good luck with your trading this next week.